How's it? Today is Wednesday, June 26th. The theme for this week is beginner's mind. To put in one sentence, beginner's mind is humility in practice. In a lot of settings, you come in feeling familiar with certain things, and when you get familiar, you get a little bit complacent. And so, beginner's mind kind of takes you out of that complacency and reminds you that you can learn from any situation no matter what. And today was a pretty good indication of that. I was lifting next to Brian today in the back over there. He's fairly new, but there are a couple of things that he was doing today that I took and lifted well with today. Sort of the idea of being connected to the bar after extension. That is something that I haven't been the best at in the past. And, looking at other people lift, like Tawny was lifting next to me as well. Both of them, I was like, okay, yeah, like this is something that I can do that will help me lift better. And as far as today goes, clean and jerks. This is basically a work up heavier than last week, which I actually did on Thursday. And then I did my pulls today instead of doing sumo deadlifts, which I did last week Thursday as well. But last week I went to 118 for 3 sets of 2 plus 1 plus 1 of cleans, power jerks, and jerks. And today I went to 121, which is 3 kilos heavier. I made all of the lifts, and I am like 90% sure this is a PR double clean with a jerk. Not to mention double clean with 2 jerks. So I'm like 90% sure. I don't usually do doubles at that heavy. And if I do, then it's like probably no jerk at the end. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you go back and watch my videos from the last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe I did something heavier than this, but I highly doubt it. And today was really like, I'm very, very, very happy with how today went. I feel like don't do what I just did. That's so stupid. Kind of rushing through my warm-ups here, but that was me being annoyed. So don't do that. This is my last warm-ups at 115 here. This is okay. The little bounce and like as long as it's in the right spot, like yeah, it's fine. But here is my first set at 121. These 2 first cleans were very, very, very good, and I'm very happy with how this felt. I feel like I had a lot of speed right after extension for that one, and the bar was very close to me. I think it is due to that thing I was talking about earlier with Brian and watching Tawny as well. Like when they lift at extension, their arms don't really move. And what that means is it becomes just one single like super taut rope that is holding onto the bar, and it can kind of transfer the most amount of speed onto the bar. And also it keeps the bar close. But for me, what I don't know, I guess I've been thinking about a lot lately is just keeping the bar in my hands. And I feel like that is helpful if I have good upper body, like if I'm connected to the bar, for lack of a better phrasing. Without that sort of tightness in my arms, then it's keeping the bar in my hands. I know this sounds really strange. I'm like just reflecting on what I just said, but that sounds very, very hard to grasp, especially because I'm making motions with my hands, but you can't see any of it. Oh, this clean is really difficult. Woo! Ballerina. But I think having those 2 things together is what makes my technical cue work. But if I had to choose one, I would rather have my arms be a little bit more of that like taut cord or taut rope or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. But this set was extremely, extremely hard just because that second clean was like really, really difficult. And I'm dying right here. I cannot breathe. I am very like out of breath. Just from the clean itself, and then also like catching that bar after the first power jerk, or after the first jerk, it just went kind of killed me. This clean here, I did something very different on this one than all the other ones before that. I extended and I there's a lot of phrasing around the sport is like over pulling. I don't usually over pull because I'm not usually strong enough to over pull, but I definitely over pulled in that one. And what that meant is that I was definitely on my heels at when I caught it, and then this last rep here, this sixth clean, was me overcorrecting the opposite direction. That's why I was a little bit forward. So a lot of the things have been kind of adding up to create the video or the technique that you're seeing here. That power jerk was, I'm amazed I made that, and then this jerk was like pretty solid. I feel like in my hands, on my, like Brian, yeah, in my hands, the bar on my left hand, the bar was like kind of falling out of my hand when I went to kind of prep for the jerk on that one, which I was like, okay, like in my head in that moment, I was like, I'm probably gonna miss this, but lo and behold, your boy pulled through, and I didn't fuck that shit up. Let's go. Which I guess would make a PR. After that, I did my clean pulls today. Switching into clean pulls today, up to 140, just doing 3 sets of 3. I'm doing this because the 2 weeks ago, deadlifts were super, super heavy, and I feel like as I'm ramping up in intensity for the rest of the bar movements, so this includes things like snatch, things like back squat, of course the clean, I'm lifting higher and higher numbers. And so if I have heavy deadlifts, something is gonna fault. Something is gonna happen where I'm not gonna be able to continue to increase with that sort of thing. And so I made the decision to go to clean pulls, lighten the load a little bit, but also move the bar a lot faster. So what that basically means is I can continue lifting, hopefully, into the foreseeable future. It also is worth noting that in physics, I think the equation for power is force times distance over time. And so if I'm lifting 160 on a slow clean deadlift, and I put out a certain amount of power, then I can lift a lighter weight, 140, at a faster speed, then I realistically could put out the same power or maybe even more power. It's kind of one of those things to think about. It's like a trade-off of like, what are you actually really doing, right? But today I finished off the workout with some overhead presses, because I didn't do those yesterday because I don't know how to manage my time. Did my dumbbell rows, and then whatever these are called, I did 2 of these, like 2 singles. It's just a great thing to know that I still can do them. It's also a super, super nice way to kind of finish off today. Today was super productive. I'm super happy with that. 90% sure that 121 for 3 2+1+1s is a PR. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.